When I started thinking about the celebration of Britain's centenary in 2013, I knew that it had to happen all over the world, but I also knew that Russia was a very, very special part, or should be a special part of the centenary, and because of Britain's huge connections with Russia and with the great Soviet artists of the time. So I first came here in 2006, 7 years ago, and made contact with the British Council, and from then we started working together on putting together a wide festival of Britain events.
The whole centenary programme has really enhanced the understanding of Benjamin Britten and his music in Russia. We've reached new and young audiences, some of whom were listening to his music for the very first time, and we hope we've laid the groundwork for more performances of his work in future, particularly in 2014 for the UK-Russia Year of Culture and beyond.
The education program is obviously really important because it's something that Britten himself was really attached to, and he thought that actually if all you do is can teach young people, old people about music, that it becomes a very civilizing force. And so in some senses what you're doing here in Moscow is an extension of what Britten was doing from the 1940s onwards. And if that's what comes out of the centenary, that we're left thinking, okay, let's look at him as a international figure, that's a really important legacy, if you like, of the centenary celebration.
Я была свидетельницей, как Брitten приехал в 1971 году. Мой отец тогда был послом в Великобритании, в России. И он жил у нас неделю, и у меня было очень много возможностей общаться с ним. И я была с ним и с Питер Пирсом, его партнер, замечательный певец. Мы были вместе у Шостаковича, у Ростроповича, и пережили такие очень глубокие моменты, когда эти композиторы показывали друг другу свою музыку. И это было самое удивительное в этом, что музыка действительно самый лучший общий язык.
As Britain enters his second century, the life starts to recede in importance and the music comes more and more to the fore. And that's what gives Britain his staying power as we come into the second century. Because we can worry about this or that point, about his life, about his character, but the most important thing is the art. Without the art, the life is of no interest whatever.
Очень интригует, конечно, участие в этом фестивале музыкантов мирового уровня. В частности, конечно же, концертное исполнение последнего оперы Бриттена «Смерть в Венеции» с такими потрясающими певцами, как Йен Бостридж и Естин Дэвис. Участие этих певцов сделало бы честь любому фестивалю мира.
Tonight is going to be one of the real highlights of the season. Three of the greatest singers of today working with a conductor whose days working with Britain go right back to his first meetings with Russian artists in 1960, so it's truly a historic moment.
Hello, my name is Jestin Davis, and I've just come out of the concert of Death in Venice with Maestro Rozhdestvensky. We've just given the Russian premiere of Death in Venice, Britain's Death in Venice, which I have to say, along with my colleagues Ian Bostridge and Peter Coleman-Wright, I know that it's been an absolute pleasure and thrill to give that premiere here and to work with the Maestro. We've been here for a week rehearsing with the excellent orchestra and chorus from the Conservatoire here, and we're looking forward to coming back one day to sing to the great audience as well.
It's been great to come here to Moscow to take part in this extraordinary event, to be doing the very first performance in Russia of this extraordinary opera, but also with somebody who has such a historic link with Britain and the Britain tradition, with Gennady Rozhdestvensky. And I knew of him as a very great, famous conductor, somebody who had introduced Benjamin Britten to Rostropovich, which generated an enormous amount of wonderful music, the cello suites and the cello symphony and so on, and I suppose the song cycle for Vishnevskaya. Introduced him also to Shostakovich, which was a great encouragement to Britten, I think, in a period of his life when he felt maybe unappreciated by other composers. But I had no idea what a delightful and wonderfully warm and engaging person he was, and I've had such a fun time being here. It's been great.
Russia was an important part of Britain's life, and we wanted to revive this by this season of Britain in Russia, and I think it's going very, very well.